In this lesson, we are going to learn what are front-end actions and how to use them to make our app interactive. Front-end actions allow you to make the front end of your web app interactive. You can use front-end actions to create functionality such as alert pop-ups, navigation to new pages when the user clicks on a button, setting confirmation boxes, validating form data, and so on. Let's try creating a front-end action now. Okay, so first up, I'm going to relabel the text on this button to say Add New To Do. So what I want to do is whenever I click on this button here, I want to trigger an alert pop-up that displays the name of the new to-do. This box is going to look like this when it pops up on the screen. So, okay, it looks a little retro, but we can customize this into a nice looking pop-up box later on. So, to create a front-end action, click on the front-end actions button here. This will bring up a list of the front-end actions for your app. There are front-end actions already there, such as this sign-up action. These actions were created when we installed the authentication app template. For now, we want to create a new front-end action to display a pop-up when our user clicks on this button. So to create a new front-end action, click on the Add New Front-end Action button here. This will take you to the front-end action screen. From here, you can give the action a name. The name that you choose for your action should be a name that will remind you what this action does. For example, I am going to type in alert pop-up to display new to do. Now, right this moment, our front-end action does nothing. We simply have this box here which says on component click. This is the front-end action trigger. It is saying that when an element is clicked on inside of the front end, this will start the front-end action. So we will need to associate this front-end action with a particular element. To do this, click the back button here, then select the element on the page that you want your users to click on in order to trigger the front-end action. So in my case, this is going to be the Add New To Do button here. So after I've clicked on the Add New To Do button, what I'm going to do in order to link this button to the front-end action is go over to this lightning bolt icon over here and click the Add Front-end Action button. Then I'm going to select the user action that I want to take place in order to trigger the action. So in my case, I'm going to leave this set to on-click. And finally, I'm going to choose the front-end action that I want to run when my button is clicked. So this is going to be the new front-end action, which we called alert pop-up to display new to do. Okay, so now when this button is clicked, this is going to start our front-end action. But right now, our front-end action is not actually doing anything. It's just being triggered. To give the action some functionality, what we need to do is we need to add what are called events to the front-end action. So to add a new event, click the Add Event button here. This will add a new event to the front-end action. The different event options and the settings for the event are over here on the right-hand side of the page. Let's have a quick look at the options for the different events. So here we have, for instance, options for run custom code, validate form data, set variable fields, display notifications, and so on. For now, let's choose the alert event. So when you choose the event, the settings box below the event will update. You can see here that we have options to give the event a description and also to set a message that we want to display in the alerts pop-up. Let's give the event a new description now. We're going to type in alert for when a user clicks to create a new to-do. After this, let's set the message in the alert box to display the contents of the to-do item variable. To do this, click the plus button here and then select a variable that holds the value for the to-do item variable. As you'll remember, the value for this variable gets set when the user types into the input box on our main screen. Then, to finish configuring the front-end action, click the Save button here, and then press the back button to return to the Didify page builder. Now we have created our front-end action and set up an event to create an alert pop-up that will display the variable data that our users will type into this input box here. So to see this in action, let's click the Build Code button now to rebuild the code. Once the code has been built, go over to your live app and click the Refresh button here. Then type a new to-do into the text input box here, and then click the Add New To-Do button. As you can see, this will trigger the front-end action that we created to run, and this then displays the alert pop-up over here, with the contents of our to-do item variable displayed in the pop-up. So this is an example of how front-end actions can be used to create interactive functionality on the front end of our app. Now let's quickly return to the Didify platform. Click the front-end actions button here, and then click the front-end action that we just created. You can see that I can add more events below my alert event here. Events can be chained together to build more complex functionality. For example, we might want to say add an event below the alert event here to say open a new page in our app after the alert event has been raised. To do this, I would click the Add New Event and then pick the Open Page event here and fill in the settings for this event down here. If I delete this event now and exit this action, I can go and check out some of the other front-end actions that were created by default when we installed the authentication app template. For example, here I have the sign up front-end action. So this gives an example of a more complex action that has multiple events that are used to sign up a user onto Didify. To see a list of all the front-end events inside of Didify and how to use them, go over to docs.didify.com and scroll down here to the section on the front-end events. This section explains how to use each of the different front-end events within Didify. In the next section, we're going to learn about how to build the back end of your app using Didify. You're going to see how you can use front-end actions in order to connect to the back end of your app. So, for all this and more, I'll see you in the next section.